afternoon. A very warm welcome to Game On. I'm Neha Bhardwaj-Alter, and it's a brand new week with all of us getting closer to the biggest cricketing extravaganza on planet Earth, the Indian Premier League. Teams are getting ready. Players have joined their preparation camps. There have been jersey launches and there have been press conferences, and we'll get you all there is to know about what to expect in IPL 2024 right here on Game On. Let's begin with the Mumbai Indians' brand new captain, Hardik Pandya. That's right, Hardik Pandya is all set for IPL 2024 as he spoke in his first press conference as the Mumbai Indians skipper along with coach Mark Boucher. Pandya has replaced Rohit Sharma as the captain who had led Mumbai to 5 IPL titles in a decade of dominance. And Mumbai, in fact, bought Pandya in an all-cash deal in November last year from Gujarat Titans and made him the captain ahead of the auction. Hardik had captained Titans to their maiden IPL title in 2022 and led them to a runners-up finish in 2023. When asked about whether there is any awkwardness between him and Rohit Sharma, since he's always played under Rohit and now he'll be captaining him, this is what Hardik Pandya had to say. He said, and I quote, "There won't be any confusion." He says he's still the India captain. What this team has achieved was achieved under his belt. I'm just carrying it forward. I played all my cricket with Rohit as captain, so I'm sure he will always be around to help me out. I know Rohit Sharma's hand will be on my shoulder throughout the season. I've played for close to 10 years under his captaincy. There will be no awkwardness. Now, it's been 2 months since the announcement of Hardik taking MI's reins from Rohit, but surprisingly, there hasn't been any communication between the two players. When Hardik was asked if he had spoken to Rohit since that announcement, he said he has been travelling, so we haven't seen each other yet or have had a chance to speak. And he says that I will speak to Rohit when he joins the camp. While Mumbai Indian fans celebrated Hardik's homecoming, they were not happy with the franchise's decision of making him the captain. Mumbai Indians, in fact, as a team, faced backlash from the fans who said that Rohit was treated unfairly after he was sacked from captaincy despite delivering 5 titles. Hardik said he respected the fans. He said, about the backlash, about the captaincy change, I respect the fans' emotions and I can only control the controllable. I can only focus on my sport. That is what I am going to do. Hardik also put any doubts about his fitness issues to rest, saying he intends to play the role of an all-rounder finisher for Mumbai Indians. He'll play all the matches. Pandya recently returned to competitive cricket, taking part in the D.Y. Patil T20 Cup after spending nearly 4 months on the sidelines, having suffered a freak injury during the 2023 ODI World Cup. Okay, now while we wait for the IPL, WPL has kept us busy, and what a final we saw with Smriti Mandhana's team becoming the first RCB franchise to win a trophy after defeating Delhi Capitals in Sunday's Women's Premier League final at the Arun Jaitley Stadium. Set a target of 114 to win the second edition of the WPL. RCB women emerged victorious by 8 wickets to become champions of the tournament being played in Delhi. The victory was set up around RCB's terrific bowling performance, which saw Sophie Molyneux take 3 wickets in an over to trigger Delhi Capitals' collapse to 113 all out in 18.2 overs. After opting to bat in the final, former Australian captain and current Capitals skipper Meg Lanning helped get her team off to a strong start of 64 for no loss after 7 overs, hitting 23 of 23 balls in the company of Shefali Verma, who scored 44 of 27. But then Australian spinner Molyneux struck 3 times in 4 balls during the 8th over. The first to go was Shefali, who was caught in the deep of Molyneux's first delivery. before Jemima Rodriguez and Alice Capseed fell for ducks. Suddenly, DC was 64 for 3 and the slide continued as all 10 wickets fell for just 49 runs. Molyneux backed a spell of 3 for 40 by running out Radha Yadav, while Shriyanka Patil claimed exceptional figures of 4 for 12 to account for Lanning and the lower order. Chasing a target of 114, RCB finished the job with 3 deliveries left in the game. Mandana scored 31 of 39 balls. Her opening partner, Sophie Devine, got 32 from 27. Elise Perry hit 35 not out of 37 to end as WPL's leading run getter with 346 in 9 innings. And the winning runs were hit by Richa Ghosh, who overcame a hairline fracture to make 17 not out. The result made 8 back-to-back heartbreaks for Delhi Capitals, who were left teary-eyed in last year's WPL final loss to Mumbai Indians. Lanning's team had topped the league phase in 2024 and secured direct passage to the final, whereas RCB was staring at elimination after a stumbling campaign. But Mandana and her teammates turned it around in style to make the final and edge out DC to claim the first T20 title in RCB's history. Will the men's team emulate them in the upcoming IPL? Just days on from becoming the second Indian bowler to scale the peak of 500 test wickets, Ravichandran Ashwin has revealed in an interview that he nearly quit cricket in 2017. Speaking to the Indian Express, the 37-year-old off-spinner claimed that the pressure of playing professional cricket left him contemplating giving up sport to do an MBA in order to shift careers to marketing. So much so, in fact, that Ashwin's personal life took a negative turn and that he stopped watching cricket after an argument with his father. He said, and I quote, "There are layers of mental health. Some people can succumb to pressure. Some are on the road all the time and can get jaded. Sometimes you're in a very dark place in your life that you want to talk to someone, and I think more often than not, people find themselves in the situation of a victim, which is a very dangerous situation in my book. Even though I have my family rooting for me and I can come back to my family, I cannot say a lot of things. I would say cricket in many ways is a corporate affair with a little bit of governmental organizational activities and attributes. Though if I come and talk with my dad about corporate stuff, he has only one line to say: it's all politics. And that's a very large line, and even fans end up doing the same thing. Occasionally when I find myself in a dark spot, I have also done that a little, but it's a very wrong thing to do because you feel somebody's success is coming very easily. It's not. He also adds, my wife is a wonderful listener, but she had a very young family and I was not giving her enough time. One fine day, we were having a conversation. My dad said something and some internal affair of the house had broken down. And I said something to my dad. My dad and I fight a lot, and he eventually threw a statement. You know what? You're too upright and honest. That's why you're getting screwed. He made that statement and left. I'm not someone who's emotive. I'd like to think I'm pretty strong, but I just locked myself away and then I started weeping. I was crying for a long time. I didn't expect my dad to say that. I don't think he even realized what he did. Ashwin said, I thought I'm putting people in my house through a lot. I used to lock myself in the room. I never watched cricket. My room used to be dark all the time. In 2017, by which time he was in his 6th year of international cricket and an ODI World Cup winner, Ashwin revealed that he decided to quit cricket. I was asking myself, what would I do? And I said, whatever I do in life, I would try to achieve excellence and be as good as I can be in that profession. I'd probably try to do an MBA and probably be in marketing. This is what he's thinking 6 years into playing cricket. Then he goes on to say, I gave myself so many options, and then before I make any decision, I must get crystal clear clarity. Probably get an outsider's view into my life and see who I am, where I am. That's when I sought some external help. And then he says, it changed my life for the better. When you listen to him, when you read about what he has to say, you understand what an international cricketer, especially someone who plays for India, has to go through. The pressures of being in the Indian team. Now, Ashwin, he was honoured by the Tamil Nadu Cricket Association for reaching the milestone of 500 test wickets, and he narrated how he landed the job with CSK. Listen in.
I would definitely not be able to sleep tonight if I didn't recall this particular instance. In 2008, there was this whole atmosphere and the whole buzz around a T20 tournament that India had launched. And Chennai truly and rightfully had picked up a team which is now $1 billion. Sir, if it's $1 trillion, correct me. But if it's $1 billion company by itself, Chennai Super Kings, as all of you would be dearly cheering for in 10 days' time. That team had launched its first ever attempt to building a squad. And in 2008, I was playing a game between India Cements and Jolly Rovers, Chemplast. I turned up for Chemplast and I picked up 6 wickets that particular day and went back home with a man of the match trophy. But what had ensued was I had given auditions to several teams, tried to make phone calls to understand if there was a talent hunt. There were no auctions at that point of time. And like I said, people just turn up and push you to the next level. Mr. Krishnamachari Srikanth was the chief guest on that night. He picked up the mic and I said, "Hey Ashwin, paatanda, samaya bowling pottala, ani eppodume solluvanda, ani nee da best nu solluvanda, yarume illa, kalakano seriya, Chennai Super Kings ku poi pinninno, Muthaiya Muralidharan kitta ella juicy urinjinno." And I was famished because I wasn't in the team. And then he turned left towards Kasi and said, "Enna Kasi, eduviya?" And that particular line and the fact that Kasi sir was standing at that podium changed my life altogether. I received a contract from Chennai Super Kings the very next day.
So after finding a place in CSK, it was not easy to figure in the playing 11 with someone like Muthaiya Muralidharan in the squad. Ashwin also talked about how and who got him in the side.
2008, I went into the dressing room, met all the greats, Matthew Hayden, Mahendra Singh Dhoni. I mean, I had very little words. I didn't win an argument because I didn't try to have one. But I had sat through 2008, and somewhere in that particular season, I was a no one then. I mean, where am I to play in a team that had Muthaiya Muralidharan? Mr. N. Srinivasan then was an office bearer in the BCCI. If I'm not wrong, sir, you might have been the treasurer or the secretary. I think he was a treasurer. So Mahendra Singh Dhoni was walking back from a press conference, who I wish to thank very deeply. I would be indebted for the rest of my life to Mahendra Singh Dhoni for what he gave me. He gave me an opportunity with the new ball to go head on against Chris Gale, to probably know 17 years later that Anil Bhai would be talking about that particular episode. And I'm truly grateful for that. He was walking back with his usual, people around him. There were a lot of people. I'm not sure Dr. Baba was still hanging around. He might have not been there. He was not the media manager then. He was coming back and I was catching balls that Jacob Oram was stonking from the center of the pitch. I was catching it with the mitt. I'd never seen a baseball mitt till then. So I thought I'll catch it with it. It was relatively easy than catching with 2 hands. And Mr. Srinivasan out of nowhere jumped out. He was wearing this, I think he was wearing probably one of these overcoats, and he just walked in. He said, MS, that's how he addressed him at that point of time. And he looked at him and he said, there is a boy called Ashwin. He bowls off spin and he is very good for Tamil Nadu. I think you should have a look at him. And he looked at sir and said, "Yes, sir, I will look at him." The conversation ended. But I still very, very clearly remember that moment and several other moments from there on. He called me in 2013 and said, "They wanted to drop you, but I put my foot down and said, he was the player of the series in the last series. We need to continue with him. If you want, play 2 off spinners." And that was my first game of having played with Harbhajan Singh in this wonderful ground. I played head on with him in a test match, knowing what it stood for me. And several years later, he recalls every one of those moments. I'm just astonished at the kind of memory he still holds with himself. I would again be failing in my duties if I didn't refer to Anil Bhai at all in this conversation. Several moments we've had when he was the coach of the team. Anil Bhai is one of those interestingly wonderful souls that I've met. He's so insightful, knows the game inside out, completely honest, but yet would never hurt anyone in a conversation. That's one lesson I learned from him, because I'm honest to a point where I can hurt people. And since I met Anil Kumble and worked with Rahul Dravid and worked with Rohit Sharma and several other people, I've understood when you make conversations that you don't necessarily hurt people and you can get on the other side.
Now, the occasion was the launch of the Tamil Nadu Cricket Academy, but the talk, of course, was focused around Ashwin, who really was the showstopper of the event. He was honoured by the TNCA for becoming only the second Indian to take 500 Test wickets. This is what Anil Kumble, he was referring to it right now, Ashwin. This is what Anil Kumble has to say about a young Ashwin who was then destined to reach where he stands today.
I love his passion and hunger for the game. Beyond his bowling, he adds a lot more value both with his batting and his inputs on the field. Although he hasn't officially been India's captain, he has always been a leader within the group, and that's something he can be proud of. In white ball cricket, Ashwin hasn't been shy of experimenting. He has tried out a lot of different things, including bowling leg spin. Again, that's not surprising at all, given how much belief he has in himself. Sometimes it's important to be just that. People can tell you 100 different things, but at the end of the day, one has to go with one's belief. And Ashwin has always been self-assured. And I'm sure that will continue for long. Every sports person who has played at the highest level, and even those who haven't, will watch for the fact that the journey would have been infinitely more arduous without the support of the immediate family. An Indian cricketer's life might appear glamorous and enviable from the outside, but the pulls and pressures are immense, and especially these days when the stakes are so high. Ashwin has been fortunate that he has had the unstinted backing of his parents, his wife Preeti, and their two wonderful daughters.
Okay, with that, we are going to slip into a short break. When we return, lots of other sports stories on the other side, so stay with us.
Start with the end in mind. You need to know where you want to reach. Every morning that we wake up, we are exercising our choice. The destiny is decided. The results are known that I'm going to win. Life of a goalkeeper is something which has always intrigued me. When you come into a stadium, this is the highest level of pressure. When I set out to do something, I decide in my mind that failure is not an option.
What you feel very strongly about, those are the stories to tell.
I have a mind which is absolutely restless. Mind and body are entangled sensations. That brings me back to golf. It's an amazing game.
This is not a perfect game. You only learn from them.
If you have a formula to a success, then you can replicate it.
I feel this is my first step. I'm starting now.
The winner is first born in the mind. I think, therefore I am. We are all about our mind.
This and more. Streaming on News 9 Plus. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
Welcome back. Shreyas Iyer has been declared fit to play in the IPL with a rider. The Kolkata Knight Riders captain had missed the last 2 days of the Ranji Trophy final playing for Mumbai after he complained of back pain. Now, after visiting a spine specialist in Mumbai and in consultation with the National Cricket Academy in Bangalore, he has been declared fit to play, but with a precaution that he needs to be very cautious while stretching his leg. In a report in Indian Express, a source in the Indian board confirmed that he is fit to play. A specialist spine doctor was consulted in Mumbai who's advised him not to stretch his leg too forward while defending the ball. He's joined IPL franchise Kolkata Knight Riders and he can play. Iyer has been struggling with this recurrent back issue, and in fact, despite him saying that he's in pain, the BCCI medical team has not been convinced by his claims after they had run some tests on him and they'd passed him fit. BCCI has also terminated his central contract after he didn't turn up for Mumbai in the Ranji Trophy, despite BCCI asking players to prioritize first-class cricket. Iyer had missed the Ranji Trophy quarterfinals, but he played the semis and the final for Mumbai. He scored 95 in the second innings of the final. However, he didn't turn up for fielding after he experienced that back pain again. Iyer had complained, in fact, of the same back pain after the second test match between India and England, but NCA had declared him fit, even after him stating that he was in pain. Iyer was dropped from the series and was asked to play Ranji Trophy. He missed that quarterfinals, and it was then that BCCI Secretary Jai Shah issued a letter to all contracted players stating domestic cricket remained a critical yardstick for selection to the national team. The BCCI felt players were prioritizing IPL over domestic red ball cricket. And now, with Shreyas Iyer being declared fit for the IPL just a few days before the tournament starts, many would say this dangerous trend needs to be stopped and that Ranji Trophy should not lose its value as the top domestic red ball cricket tournament. Punjab Kings have launched their new jersey for the 2024 season of the IPL. The jersey was revealed in a spectacular event at a mall in Chandigarh. Punjab Kings corner Preeti Zinta and team captain Shikhar Dhawan unveiled the new colours in a stunning new design in the presence of the team members as well as the coaching staff. The fabric of this new jersey has been imported from Vietnam but is being manufactured in India. The jersey is resistant to UV rays. It's 20% lighter and 30% more stretchable and has been designed with anti-sweat and anti-odor technology. At the bottom of the jersey, there's a kesari pattern inspired by fire, a symbol deeply rooted in Punjab's tradition. There's the Indian tricolour on the shoulder braids, which is a tribute to the armed forces. Preeti Zinta, there you can see her in the visuals, excited about launching the new jersey as well as the new season of IPL. Hopefully, their fortunes change this time around because Punjab Kings have been struggling in the IPL from the very beginning. Okay, now on to football. Manchester United produced a stunning comeback to beat Liverpool 4-3 in an epic FA Cup quarter-final on Sunday night. Liverpool had been minutes from the semi-finals in what is Klopp's
Manchester United's stunning 4-3 comeback victory over Liverpool in extra time in the FA Cup quarter-finals have kept their trophy dreams alive, and manager Erik Ten Hag hopes it will also be the catalyst to turn around their Premier League fortunes. Ten Hag says his side took early control and managed to claw back into the game following a swing in Liverpool's favour at the middle part of the match.
I think the first 35 minutes we show again that I've said more lately. The future of this team is very bright and there's a huge potential. Now we have to get it out and we have to get the consistency in. But from January on, we are already in a very good run and we got results in. And today, the first 35 minutes was very pleasing to see, watch this football. And then, of course, when you see it all over, I said after the game, it was really fun to be part in this game. But after the first 35, we had our drop. And we allowed them, Liverpool, to be back in the game. And we know they have a very good team. But then we returned, we showed resilience and determination to win this game.
Amad Diallo practically blew the roof off Old Trafford when he netted the winner in the 121st minute after the Marcus Rashford equalised the 8 minutes earlier.
Yeah, but I have to analyse. With me, the ratio has to win from the emotion. And I keep analyzing the game. And that's why I decided by the end to go one-on-one from the back. I saw we are physical strong, we are mentally strong. I had to force them more to go forward and force the team that they go one-on-one. And then they are forced to help each other.
United are 6th in the standings, a massive 17 points behind Liverpool in 2nd. But more importantly, they are 9 points off 4th place Aston Villa in the race for the Champions League spot for next season, albeit with a game in hand. Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp said his side gave their all, adding that he felt that their busiest schedule eventually took its toll.
Then we get rhythm and then it looked really good. Then we were absolutely deserved 2-1 up. And second half was exceptional. It was absolutely exceptional what we played here. But we didn't finish the game off. And when you leave the door open away from home at Old Trafford, it's clear that they will get chances, and they could score the equalizer, and was Marcus big chance at the end of normal time. So they can win it there. I see that, it's clear. And then it got really hard for us. And then it was really hard for us. That was now the first time that I really saw my team. Like really struggling. That's how it is. We played a lot of football recently. And then we will go 3-2 up. All good, and then they score 3-3, 4-3. Come on, yeah, I usually can accept that. Congratulations to United.
United has indeed been a dearie place on many nights this season, but Sunday's battle will go down as a classic. Manchester United, 12 times FA Cup winners, now face second-tier side Coventry City in the FA Cup semi-finals.
A much-needed win for Manchester United and Erik ten Hag. Remember, he's been under scrutiny for a while, and if they'd lost against Liverpool, things could get worse for him. But here we are with Manchester United and a win. It's not the same, though, for Jurgen Klopp, this being his last season with Anfield. We'll get you all the latest from the FA Cup and lots more right here on Game On. So do keep watching us every day at 6 p.m. weekdays. That's it from us then. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.
How do you fulfill that promise? Because ultimately expectations have to be met. If you look at the political landscape, is it really changing for women? And what is the inability of the forces that dead bodies surface but not the living people?
20,000 people dead and counting. What's happening in the United States of America is unprecedented. You will have to pay for this.
It's probably the best kept secret in India.
Family-owned business, which has been extremely clinical in their approach. They have not hesitated ever to kill their darlings.
Typical to a South Indian business empire, I think they've shunned the limelight, almost deliberately.
I try and convert almost everything in a kind of a mathematical formula.
You should always stretch more than you can reach.
Listening is very important.
But if you don't listen, how would you know what the problem is?
Everybody who